Hello and welcome to Bill's Awesome Adventures. It's January 17th, 2022. And the other day I just finally uh, packed up my recard kits. So I'm very impressed. And I got these figures to do. I got more coming up. I was going to use this Han Solo. Um, but I decided I'm going to get the small head because he's more 12 back accurate. And I'll use this one. I make my own card backs and make a Jedi card for him. But basically, he and Walrus Man are the only two Star Wars figures I got a recard that I haven't recarded. So those two are still left. But the rest of them I've recarded and I'm very impressed. And I want to show you what I did. I've also been comparing my original my regular figures, so in my vinyl cases, and so I've been comparing my vinyl case. I've added a lot of the '90s figures too, which is kind of cool because I started getting figures that I didn't have. I never had vinyl cases when I was a kid, so in the '90s I started getting vinyl cases, which I'm glad I did because right now they're an arm and a leg. But I added some of the figures from the '90s, so I added like these guys that I never made. It kind of looks cool to add these, Gonk Droid. I have an R5D4. It has actually the original lay, label on him. Added a Cantina band member too. So, Uncle Owen and Baru, they're there too. The Rebel Fleet Trooper, which we wish they made these figures for us, but they didn't. So I added these there. A black Death Star droid. And, you know, here's my. Here's my Luke X-wing. But I recarded the other one, so Wedge. I mean, not Wedge. Biggs. Kind of nice to have these. I mean, I would love if they could be vintage style, but obviously not. So I've got a lot. Like, remember I mentioned that I have other figures. So I have Hammerhead, the Han Solo mail away from the '90s, Leia and her ceremonial, and I have a original Luke Skywalker with brownish hair. And I was just comparing my Ben Kenobi with an original cape. I think it's original lightsaber too. It should be because they both should be. But yeah, I have Greedo here, Walrus Man, and then this Jawa I had gotten for the recard a year and a half ago, but I found out that his eyes are big, and that was actually the Jawas that came with the vinyl capes. So I'm gonna get a vinyl cape from Stan Solo and put him in here, and he'll be a vinyl cape Jawa. I don't have to spend thousands of dollars on a vinyl cape Jawa. I actually have the actual Jawa. His hand is broken, so I can't put the weapon on there. I got this. This weapon was on my other mock vinyl Jawa that I don't think looks accurate, but anyways. So I was comparing. So this is my Ben Kenobi with original cape. I was looking at him and I'm comparing him with the one I made, the cape I made, and so this is one of the figures I recarded. So it's kind of nice. I was gonna extend his lightsaber out like it shows in a lot of pictures, but the tip was starting to wiggle, and that's when a sign when they're starting to break. So I left it inward to keep it. But I'm impressed with the color, even though there's a little bit fading from the paint. I'm impressed with the color, like how close it looks. I'm trying to get it so how close it looks. It's just a little bit, a tint a little bit darker, but not much. Like it's very, very close to the original, and I'm very happy with that because that's what I wanted. I have another Ben Kenobi that's a display in a display cylinder, and I'll show you those figures too. But I'm impressed with the color. Like, it's very, trying to get an angle that you, yeah, see how close it looks. I guess a little visit to Hobby Lobby, and with some help, you can find stuff. So yeah, like I said, there's a little bit of the. I tried touching up before I carded him, and I wasn't gonna do that, but you know what? It's okay. Pretty good. I'm not complaining. I like it. I like the color of it. It's more closer to the original, so that's what made me happy. And I used the material that I used for Darth Vader. So basically, here's my carded figures. So C-3PO, like I said, I had to paint him, so they come with the little card inserts and everything. You know, I mean, like I said on the other video, I showed you how they are not quite exact like the original. You can tell also there's no waffle pattern on the blister adhesive. So this is my Luke. So I tried to look at my Tomart's price guide, look online. So he has his lightsaber extended out, you know, little card insert. Stormtrooper. I looked at my original Stormtrooper that I have. So just like him, hand is inward a little bit with the blaster on hand. So I'm very happy with these. These are really awesome. If you're really interested in displaying vintage figures in card backs but can't afford the outrageous prices, these are great for display pieces. I mean, they'll never pass as originals. So I couldn't get his cape folded in very much. I noticed some online that some Vaders did have their capes kind of wiggled like that in there when the blister went in, so I'm not too upset about it. But it still looks good. Like I said, I made that cape with some material that I found, so that was good. And then Greedo, I took I didn't have enough blasters, so I took from Retro Collection figures the blaster and I put it on him. But like I said, I still have Walrus Man and Han Solo. I got a Han Solo small head that I'm getting in the mail. So here's my Leia. Like I said, I taped the gun on the side with tape. Made sure I tried to find tape that was pretty much like what they used to have. But I'm very happy because this is an original cape. It does have a tear on the side there. You really have to look inside, but being that it's laying on the card back, you won't really see it. So this is perfect. So I'm going to compare it with my more mint loose Leia that I have here. I have 3 of them. I have another one that I had gotten in 1995. So here, maybe we can go on the light better. So yeah, I like this. I like her face here, and I like her face here too. Like each one has a different type of face, but this one, obviously, you can tell she's in better shape. She doesn't have yellowing. I took very good care of her. I got her in the 2000s, so you know, I took very good care of her. But I'm glad I got this one too because she's in pretty decent shape. So I'm impressed with it. Yeah, so this is and the cape, both capes are original, which is good. I had gotten a Retro Collection Leia. I was not impressed with her, so I had to get a regular Leia. I might get a original Bespin Luke because So here I have a Han Solo original small head, which he's in very good shape. I don't want to card him. These are my figures that I want to be able to hold. Even though they're in the plastic, they still are great to hold. So I'm trying to figure out where I had it. So basically, not to make this video too long. So then here I have R2-D2, and I put the Repro label on him. Unfortunately, and you probably will comment about it, and it's fine. It's my collection. This, I tried cleaning that out. I didn't want to use any bleach or anything because I really just don't want to too much bleach the figures. I don't think that'll come off. I think that's just adhesive, but that's okay. It kind of gives it that, you know, he's been in the desert. He's been in the desert, or you know, it's a good figure. The dome looks great. He's not too yellowed up or anything, so I had a hard time with the label. So there's a crease here. It was my first time. I did better with R5-D4. You'll see. And then Luke and X-Wing. I'm glad I touched up his boots a while ago. I had to put Han Solo from Retro Collection, his blaster, because I didn't have any more blasters. So, but yeah, just like he is in the original, I have him holding his blaster. Snaggletooth, I had one of the Repro blasters that I had, and I taped it on there, just like the original. He really looks great. I did a good job on him. Some of these I messed up, and you'll see. And it's fine. It was my first time recarding. So Jawas was my first one. I taped his Repro gun on the side, just like the original. And I tried to make sure, like, when I looked at pictures, that it was in the right direction, as close as possible. The only thing that I messed up, the blister, the adhesive caught on his cape. So it is what it is. I mean, you know, you can't have perfection all the time. And Power Droid came out pretty good. For some reason the adhesive won't stick too much on the bottom here, but otherwise I compared my vintage mint on card Star Wars 20 back figure with the Boba Fett mail away, and you know, I just compared to look the direction he's looking. Yeah, I could have maybe tried to clean him up. Well, I cleaned him up, but you know, everything's original except the antenna. The antenna is a repro, but his label is original. I have another repro label, so if I ever find a Power Droid, I could probably do a recard on that. I'm gonna try to make my own recards too. So here's Death Star Droid. Looks pretty good. I mean, I compared him with my other Death Star Droid. It has a return. I think it has a Return of the Jedi card back on, and being that card, the blister is so yellowed up. I mean, you can barely see Death Star Droid. But I looked at him. I looked online too, you know, how he is, and there's no brainer on him. As long as I touched up the eyes and everything, that was really good. I know some people out there, no, don't do that. Well, it's okay. I mean, these are my figures. So Hammerhead, I had the Repro blaster that I got. So it kind of has that bluish tint to it like the originals. And I looked, like I said, I looked online, see how these figures were. So I could put the head in the right direction, the gun, you know, he had the gun holding on him. It wasn't taped, so I did the same way. I mean, these are really nice display pieces. Chewbacca was kind of difficult because there were different variations. Some of them, he had his hand on the blaster. Some of them were just put on the side. Some of them were taped. I like him holding the blaster. I think that looked really cool. You know, and I've seen some other people that have recarded the same figure, and they've had him holding the blaster. So that was the winner. I don't care. I mean, sometimes you don't have to always be original. You can be how you want it. There's a little piece in here. I don't know what it is. It got stuck in there. You got to be careful when you do these. Make sure no dust, nothing falls on there. You know, when you're laying it on on a table or something, make sure it's clean. But it happens. It's okay. But all in all, I like the way I did Chewbacca. He looks pretty good. You have to make him even. It's very hard. I got a few that were not even, and I don't know if I was really tired that day or whatever, but so here's my Boba Fett, and he's actually the retro collection Boba Fett, because I had a hard time finding an original Boba Fett reasonable prices in decent condition. I mean, he was really astronomical. So I had gotten I was lucky to find the retro collection one, which he was still kind of, I think, too expensive for some new figure. So I taped the blaster on the side like the originals were. He doesn't stay in one way. I think it's because his backpack's in the way. But he has that little cardboard insert that holds him in between, so that's pretty good. Yeah, this box I got from Aldi. I got another one too. I'm going to use that for the Empire cards. I'm thinking of putting black on there and putting like Star Wars logos and Empire logos. So here's R5D4. Came out a lot better. I mean, really, he did. I was impressed. All in all, the label came out better too. There is still another crease like the R2, but it looks a little better. He still has a little bit from the adhesive on the bottom, but that's okay. Just like examples online, he has his head turned a little bit. So that's what I wanted to do. I want to try to recreate the originals in a way, so this way I feel like I'm holding an original, even though I know I'm not. And there's no way these, like I said, there's no way these will pass as originals, just the way they look. But all in all, it's a nice representation of an original figure. So obviously you can, if you looked at this figure and you saw it, you'd say, damn, this is a used figure. You know, that's just obvious. And I don't want them to pass as originals either. I'm glad that there's certain things that keep them from looking originals. And of course, there's Death Squad Commander, which the blaster was a repro, but it was unpainted. So I painted the blaster and I put it on there on him, just like it shows on the picture. Some of them, it's taped on there, but the Star Wars 12-back card has him holding the blaster. So I said, this is how I'm going to do it. And like I said, the adhesive, sometimes it doesn't stick very good. It won't pass as original because it doesn't have that waffle pattern or the indent